What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Corrin, and here I have Charles and MkLeo with me to share their insights.
Yeah, what's up? So Corrin, obviously a character. I think we can take a trip down memory lane. Corrin obviously
Mm-hmm.
was a very good character in Smash 4. Kind of
Very,
like
very good. Underrated, actually.
I would say like on the bottom side of top tier, but like still a top tier, right? And then
Yeah.
obviously Cosmos was the player to break through with the character. I don't know, did you play much Corrin at all, Leo, in Smash 4?
No, I
No.
didn't really. I
Yeah.
was just like,
Didn't
I
you play
think I
Leo against
beat.
somebody? I swear I
Yeah,
played against
I
somebody.
did play Corrin against Salem,
Oh, okay.
like sometimes. But then when I just got the matchup down with Marth, I was just like, yeah, I feel like Corrin just has no purpose in my roster, so I was just like
That's fair.
dropping her for Marth, I guess. But yeah, I did go Corrin against some people, and well, I usually always lost, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, at least I tried.
Yeah, I mean, in Smash 4, I personally feel like Corrin and Marth did have like a similar matchup spread, so like it makes sense that you just like whenever you obviously liked Marth more because you're like spacing god, so that makes sense.
Is
Yeah,
Mars
I
your
guess.
favorite Smash Brothers character, like throughout history?
Um,
Like I'm
Throughout the
actually curious.
history,
Like throughout all of
probably
Smash.
not. Probably not. I mean, probably my favorite character to play overall throughout the all smashes, right? But I'll probably say Byleth. I think I like Byleth the most. He's
Wow,
That's it.
that's
probably
crazy.
the character that has like this thing, right? That is just so like you look at him and he's like, this is so MkLeo. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Wow, so
Literally spacing.
you like Ultimate Byleth more than Smash 4 Marth.
Yeah, yeah, I think I do.
What about Smash
Wow.
4 and Cloud? Come on, Smash 4 and Cloud was
Oh.
some shit, dude.
It was some shit, but I didn't like him that much. It was
Yeah,
just
well,
easy,
yeah,
broken, cool.
exactly.
That was it.
So you just feel like you just have more fun with Byleth kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
okay. Yeah, I definitely, and like you've been kind of tweeting and picking up Corrin a little bit more. So, and then obviously Cosmos, being a Corrin expert in Smash 4, you did dabble. Everyone had that phase in Smash 4. It was like a year or two into the meta where everyone's like, fuck it, let's try our Smash 4 mains, right? So, I mean, Cosmos,
I
you ended
had
up getting a
that
W
right
on the Buzz,
after.
right?
Yeah, I had well, okay, so what happened was I was down 2-0 against the Buzz at Glass. I was like, you know what? All these games are really close, but Inkling just can't close it out. Corrin can kill. Let me just try Corrin. And I was just hitting him with all the Smash 4 bullshit. He was not ready for anything. He got hit with tipper pin at ledge. He got hit with up B in the sky. He got hit with air dodge read fang shot. He got hit by everything, bro. Every single game it was something different. So I was like, you know what? Corrin's still like that. This was before Corrin got buffed. Because it was before in quarantine, and Corrin got buffed like inside of quarantine, and then like when Corrin got buffed, I was like, yo, a lot of these buffs make Corrin feel a little bit like more fluid to play. Because the one thing I really liked about Corrin that you could do in Smash 4 that you couldn't do in Smash Ultimate until she got buffed was that I usually always like to dash in to bait like a shield grab or something, and then I would dash back an aerial pin. But in this game, you can't do that because you'll land with a lot of lag. But they fixed that post buff Corrin where you can like jump afterwards and you won't have any lag. So there was just a lot of quality of life changes that they added to a lot of Corrin's moves that made it a lot easier to play her. So I was playing her a lot online, and it was still pretty good. I beat Leo's Marth in that one Wi-Fi invitational. I will always remember that. I'll
Oh my
always
god,
remember
good
that.
win,
The
good
why, the
win,
what,
man.
good win, bro.
Good win. Marth
Still,
online. That's a good
still
win.
got
Holy shit, you
destroyed.
must be really fucking good,
Yeah,
man.
bro. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh
I
my
still never beat you with Corn off, and honestly, I still haven't beat you with Power Mithra, but I still got that one with Corn online.
Oh
So
my
I
god.
always talk about that.
That's
But
what it's like to be
yeah,
the best player, right? Like everyone holds
yeah.
even the Wi-Fi W
Yep.
versus your
As
Mars.
soon
Like
as I
people
got
hold
that
that
win,
to the
bro,
end, bro. Like
as soon as I
Cosmo's
got
gonna have that
I
on
was
his gravestone, bro. On the
I got that
gravestone,
one.
I beat Leo's Marth on Wi-Fi.
Now I'm gonna make every YouTube video. The best player in the world
Oh
plays
no.
Corn. But yeah, like Yeah, I mean, this Corrin still had a lot of hard matches because even after that match, I had to play Tweak's Diddy Kong, and I felt like I could not do literally a single thing because I was just oppressed the entire time. And I was like, yeah, I mean, Corrin got buffed, but like she's still really slow. She still doesn't have like the best aerial mobility, so she still struggles in a lot of departments.
Now, one thing, Leo, I want to ask you. So, I feel like mobility is very important in Ultimate, but I also feel like at the same time it's a little overrated in a sense where I feel like a lot of people like overvalue mobility. Now, I definitely want to bring this up because you essentially main a character that lacks mobility. Now, I know you don't use Byleth for every single matchup, and there are matchups where you bring out the Pyra/Mythra, but what's like, I just want to pick your brain on your opinion on you maining a character like Byleth. Now, Byleth and Corrin, I wouldn't say are one-to-one similar, but they both kind of have the same weaknesses in a sense where it's like, okay, you know, they're really slow, but they got great range and stuff like that, right? They have some similar like general, you know, abilities and or just like general tools and stuff. And even though Byleth is very immobile, and even, you know, Byleth did get buffed, but a lot of the community thought Byleth was really bad. And you kind of showed everyone that even if your character lacks mobility, if you have like some kind of great boxing option or a scrappy tool, like I think Byleth Nair really brings the character together. Like if Byleth didn't have that Nair, I think it would be a real big problem.
It would be bad.
Right, but that Nair is like really good.
Really good. Really good.
Right, and I don't think Corrin Nair,
Really good.
I don't think Corrin Nair is as broken as Byleth Nair, but like it's like kind of similar. Like
Corrin's
definitely
Nair is also really
right.
good.
It's also
really
really
good.
good.
Byleth's Nair is really good, but Corrin's Nair is really good. Like even out of shield, like it doesn't really like out of shield lead to kills like Byleth does, but it's still a really good like get off me boxing tool whenever you're just in shield and someone's on you. You just nair the shield. It's very nice to use.
Right. So,
Yeah.
what's your opinion on like a character with a lot of range but like lacks mobility, and how do you view like compensating for that, and like how did you like get around that with, you know, playing Byleth? Like, cause you went through like the Wi-Fi era playing Byleth, and then you brought the Byleth to offline, and you found like extreme success with it, right? With a character that a lot of people didn't think was possible, right?
Yeah. Compensating, like that way to see it. I definitely believe that mobility is not a big deal when it comes to like, oh, this character got really good spacing, really good range. Byleth, I mean, just talk a little bit about the nairs. Definitely, Byleth's nair is what makes Byleth a good character, in my opinion. If it wasn't because of that nair, character would be bad. But I'm not entirely sure about like how important it is to have good mobility. I don't know if it is because I adapted to a different kind of game plan, or like a different kind of meta game where like spacing matters the most rather than like just air mobility, ground mobility, blah blah. And I feel this connection with Corrin. Like I feel that it is like simple for me to just like catch up on the meta for Corrin, because I've been playing Byleth for so long, and it's like, oh, I'm used to being slow, so I'm used to like not rely on those kind of options, quote unquote. And I don't know, I feel like when you just got the right spacing, it's kind of like, well, like Cosmos said, I'm the spacing god, right? I kind of just know how to like make you overcommit just by like approaching. I always say thing about like, oh, this kind of spacing is important because like Corrin has circular spacing, more than Lucina got like this middle moon spacing where like it's half the circle, and then like Byleth is really good horizontally, right? And it's something that makes it so hard because Byleth basically just forces you to get corner, right? And I feel that it also relies too much on stages. Like one of the big things that changed for when I played Tweak at Summit and then when I played him back at Riptide, it was because I decided to pick different stages. I realized that Byleth against Diddy Kong in big stages, it was just hard, right? Because even though I was like, oh, my spacing is great and like my kill tools are good, but I can't do anything, like Cosmos said, right? Like I just feel oppressed. Like I feel like I cannot do anything because I'm slow. So I feel like it's just basically about stages. I feel that stages are more important than people think when it comes to like a slow character that just don't have those kind of options, right? Because it is different for Diddy Kong to run away from me on Battlefield, where we played every game at Riptide, rather than like PS2, right? Because PS2 he got like a lot of room to just like run away, double jump, side B, and then I literally can't do anything. Maybe the best thing I can do is like, oh, you get corner, maybe I read your jump, side B, I up B, and then you die, right? But like, I'm relying on something that's not really useful and something that you can just DI and oh, you're safe. So stages definitely matter the most when it comes to that kind of characters. And that's probably why I adapted in a different way. Other players are like, oh, I need this fast character, right? Because I feel like I cannot do anything. I'm too slow. It's just about the stages, in my opinion. I think stages have to do a lot more than people think in this game.
That's true, actually, because like when the stage is smaller, like you don't have that much ground that you need to like cover like between both characters, and like even when you feel like you need to, your range makes up for a lot of that. So like even when you're like across the stage, you can just the idea of just dashing forward and then throwing out a forwarder with like Byleth or a backer with Corrin still covers like a lot of the stage, which is like really hard to react to in that sense. But that does make sense too. Like even for like Pyra and Mithra, like it's probably why you gravitated towards Pyra more too, because Pyra's a slower character, but like Pyra's better on smaller stages too, because like she has really big hitboxes. Even though she can't like run away that much, she can cover a lot of space on smaller stages, which Corrin can honestly do the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like now that you mentioned Pyra and Mithra, like at the beginning of the call, we are talking about I hate Wario. I hate the Wario matchup with Mithra, right? I find it better with Pyra. Why? Because I'm a person that like likes the spacing. I'm a person that likes being able to like condition my opponent to do something I want. And when I'm playing Mithra, I feel like I said, I want to approach, right? I feel this mobility, I feel this speed, and I'm like, dude, I got a sword. I'm basically standing with a sword.
Too much power.
Like, I have to approach, right? Because why am I gonna wait until he approaches with something and I have to? No, dude, I'm gonna go on dash attack. I'm gonna go him. And it feels different, probably because that's the way my head works when playing. But with Pyra and the slower characters, I find myself having an easier time to deal with these characters, because I feel like the slower I play, or the slower the character is, forces me to play slower, right? And that makes me have better and or different ideas when executing like certain things, basically. And the stages help me with that, right? Because I don't have to deal with like, I don't know, Kalos, Sheik. I would never catch that shit, dude. Like, I would literally not be able to do anything.
Kalos, in my opinion, is Sheik's best stage by far.
Yeah,
It's so
like,
funny
what
when I
happens-
watch people play Void and they don't ban Kalos. I'm like, oh, buddy, you are throwing so hard. Like, it's still
like,
possible to beat Sheik, but it's so hard to catch Sheik, right?
Yeah, it's hard to catch her, and it's like, oh, you played a big stage that like favors Sheik, of course it's gonna be harder, right? But what happens if we play on a Smashville or in like stage that is smaller? Then those options just go. Like, I'm not saying that it goes in my favor, but I'm just saying that it goes better for me, right? At least than it was going when I was playing on Kalos, because I don't have that spacing. Like, basically, I see stages like if there was this bubble where like I have the control, right? And the bigger it is with these characters, it's like how can I explain it? Like, it's like when an animal sees something and like and they are trying to catch it, right? It's like when a cat is running in a big house and it's like this cat is like trying to catch this mouse, and it's like, oh, like I can't catch it because like the house is so big and I gotta run a longer distance, right? I feel like the same thing happens in the Smash and with these kind of characters where like I need a small stage, so the space I gotta focus on is different. It's kind of like this thing, right? The more things you learn, the more things you gotta pay attention to. So it's kind of like this, but applied on the stages. The less the space, and more space I got to cover.
Yeah, and these
Makes a lot of
slower,
sense.
these slower sword characters, it's all about space control, right? Like, these characters are slower, but they control more space. That's the compensation you get. And when when the stage is smaller, all of a sudden you're controlling a bigger percentage of the space, right? And then obviously, like, it's a very big deal that any character that's just has crazy mobility, the more room you give them to abuse that mobility, they're gonna thrive, right? But when you're fighting, like, one reason why Pyra's so great is you can force interactions where it's like, oh, when you're ledge trapping with Pyra, they have to deal with your hitboxes, right? They have to interact with your space control. And I think the same applies for Corrin as well. And it just, in my opinion, it goes to show how underdeveloped this game is. We're like 3 years into the meta, but you know, this game is definitely not like all the other Smash games where it's like, pick like the top 10, that's the only thing, or top 10, top 15 characters, that's all that can, right? Like, I feel like there's a lot of characters that can in this game. It's just, we have to figure out how to, you know, get the most out of them, like just figure out the metas. And these slower sword characters like Corrin, where a lot of players kind of push them off in the beginning, like, they're just not good, too slow, right? Too slow, cannot. I think now we're starting to understand, you know, where they fit into the meta, how you're supposed to play them. I think Corrin's ledge trapping is absolutely insane. Ledge trapping, corner pressure, right? Those two things, in my opinion, that's like the most common scenario. It's the most common point of advantage state, right? Because edge guarding is risky, and then juggling, like if your character's good at juggling, someone will automatically go to the ledge, right? Like no one wants to contest Corrin up air, especially if it can frame trap them. Like you do rising up air, they air dodge, and then you just land with nair and you trap them anyway, right? Corrin's extremely good at that. So they're gonna go to the ledge. Now all of a sudden you have down tilt, you have nair, there's like so many things. You can pin them, like if they hang too long on the ledge, like that threat is there, right? And you don't even have to kick, you can just cancel it. So I think, you know, in terms of strength, that's where Corrin like really lies, and if you're able to force those scenarios, you can get so much out of it. Now, I guess we just to kind of like close it off, what do you guys think is Corrin's like biggest strengths and her weaknesses? Like what? Oh man, turn me. Like what? So I guess we'll start with Cosmos, then we'll end it off with Leo. But where do you think Corrin like really thrives, and what do you think can like kind of hold her back?
I think honestly she's just very similar. I've always had this thought that like if Pirate Mythra hadn't come out, after seeing Leo play Byleth in tournaments, I probably would have picked up Corrin because I feel like she has very similar strengths and very similar weaknesses. And like whenever you're on a bigger stage playing against a 5-star character or a character that has more range than you, like Min or something, it'll get really hard. But like whenever you're in the situation where like you're playing on smaller stages or stages that have smaller platforms, and you can cover a lot of space, like you can cover the entire platform, and you can like just juggle people the entire time and keep it in the constant loop of like disadvantage because of how much space you can cover and how much you can like frame trap people and how much better you are in scramble situations because you have bigger hitboxes out of shield too. When you can like abuse those, it can like really make the character thrive in a lot of those situations.
Yeah, and what do you think, Leo? What do you think? I mean, I know you haven't dabbled in the character for a really long time, but I think just your expertise in just sword characters in general, you can kind of like feel out like what she feels strong in, what she feels weak in.
How long have you been playing Corrin for in this
Probably
game?
for like 2 weeks.
Okay. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say that her strengths are probably the same as Violet. Good range, good advantage state, I guess. Good ledge trap for sure. I think Violet is an amazing character, edge guarding because of the upbeat thing that you can do.
God,
like 90% of the 90% of the characters just die. Like if
Yeah,
if
Corrin doesn't
good,
really have that.
Yeah, she doesn't really have that, but I feel like her advantage state as a whole might be better. You guys were talking about juggling, right? About how ledge trapping, I mean, basically juggling forces you to go to the ledge, right? How is the most common way to get someone in disadvantage? I feel like Corrin does a lot better in advantage state as a whole than Violet, because Violet is not really good at juggling. And of course, I mean, I guess ledge trapping is fine, but Corrin, it manages to just keep you there for a long time. I feel like that's her bigger strength. I realized that by playing Tilde the other day. I was playing against Tilde with Violet, and I was like, dude, here it dodges every time, and I cannot do anything. I can't do it, literally anything. Then I went Corrin, and I was like, oh, if I up air, and then I up air, oh, shit, that's so easy. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. And I was like, okay, it's kind of like if the same character just had the things that the other characters throws with. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I believe that's also really cool. And just to talk a little bit about what I think about Corrin. I think Corrin is high tier. I think Corrin is a really good character. If Violet is that good, I'm pretty sure Corrin can do the same thing. Corrin's nair is so good at doing everything. She got a lot of mix-ups. She got a lot of ways to kill you off stage. She got a lot of ways to kill you from a ledge trap.
Or back air.
Get nair into back air somebody kills every character except for heavies. every character. No rage.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy.
Nair backer. It's so easy to get it. It's like
It's super easy.
It's like, dude, just do it and it will work. But I always say that Corrin's down tilt and Corrin's up air is like Pyra and Mithra had a baby. It's kind of like the
That makes
same
sense.
thing where like it's the same as fast. It combos the same way, but it also puts you in the same spot where Pyra will put you, right? Where like I'm kind of strong, but I'm still able to combo you at lower percentages, but I'm fast, right? And I got the same range. So it's kind of like if Corrin's down tilt and up air had Pyra's range alongside with Mithra's speed.
Yes,
And
because
also
it's
ability to
really
combo.
fast.
Yeah,
it's really
like
fast.
so good, and I believe that makes Corrin so much better. I wouldn't say that other Fire Emblem characters other than like maybe Marth and Robin, but the fact that this game just helps Corrin in a lot of different ways, kind of just like being able to run up into tilts, right? Tilts are the main way Corrin are gonna approach you when it's grounded, right? So like running into tilts allow you to like approach better and also retrade back into something in a better way. Kind of like just whiff punishing better. And also the fact that you can cancel pin, I think that's something really broken. If
Really,
Corrin
really.
could cancel pin in his Smash 4,
Oh
dude, that
my
You would
shit
have been the
God.
best
That shit's
character in the
over.
game.
It's
I've
over.
always thought about that.
It's over.
Always thought about that.
And I also feel that stages help a lot. Corrin on Kalos and Yoshi's story is just like, oh, I'm gonna throw this down here, see if it hits. If it doesn't hit, if it doesn't work, side B to the stage and then come back. Kind of like the same as Violet. Like you got 2 stages to just go for free edge cards that will kill at 0. So cheesy, and I believe.
It's like you don't really like big stages as Corrin because she's slow, but even though Kalos is big, like you still have that cheese factor. So she's still good on Kalos, so you don't really want to take her there. But then like if you take her to a small stage, she has really big hitboxes, so you don't want to deal with her there either. So that's why she's a very versatile character.
Yeah, she's a really good character. I would say she's better in bigger stages than Violet. I'm not saying that she's better than Violet as a character, but definitely in bigger stages. And she works in a different way. I would just say that different spacing, different kind of to take stocks, different kind of play neutral, just because spacing's too different. But yeah, it's a broken character. I think I'm gonna keep playing Corrin and see what I can do. And I got some matchups in my head that maybe I could win with Corrin. And yeah, I would just try it in Summit or maybe some other tournament to see how that goes. And maybe Cosmos will play Corrin again. I miss that Corrin.
Maybe. I mean, if you went in with Byleth, bro, I can at the very least get to Grange with Corrin, right? You know what? I'm as good as MkLeo.
I mean, you beat my Marth.
You did beat his Marth on the Wi-Fi tournament.
I mean, his Marth. I'm probably the only player with the winning record on his Marth, bro.
Because Leo like barely played it. Oh, my goodness.
At that time, I barely played Corrin too. We're on the
true.
same
Okay,
training field.
Okay,
right?
okay,
Don't disrespect my set like that.
okay. True. You got it. You got it.
Actually, Leo, I have one more question. Do you feel like you gravitate towards Corrin more than Pyramithra?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm pretty sure you have a lot of questions because I used to play Joker before, right? I don't really
still confused, but you know what? That's a different video.
like that, of course. But I feel that I'm capable of just winning with the character I want, and I believe this game is so well balanced that you can just win with every character, right? Like
I agree with that too. Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure Corrin does really bad against Min Min, which is my worst matchup. But rather than that, I would say that if I don't have to use Pyramithra for other matchups, I will probably stick with Corrin. But Pyramithra are just so beautiful. I love them. They're crazy.
Yes,
dude,
yes.
They're beautiful.
Yes.
And they're my babies, and I love them, and I will keep
Whoa. They're my kids. All right,
okay,
all right.
okay.
I'm the one that's doing better with them. All right. Maybe you won Smash World Tour with winning 1 set with Pyramithra. All right, but that was 1 set.
I actually did win 2 sets because I beat Pelly with Pyramithra. But
all right, you know how many sets I had to go through? All right.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Oh, what a
forgive me, man.
struggle.
Forgive me. Yeah,
playing
I
Pyramithra
apologize.
in bracket. What a
I
struggle.
had to go.
So
I had to go through Tweaks, Diddy Kong,
And his war.
Wario. I had to
Okay,
get
just,
beat by MkLeo. I'm still traumatized.
yeah. When I got hit by that up air, I was like,
Yeah, me
can't
too.
believe it.
Like,
I wasn't expecting that at all. But yeah, I will keep playing Pyro Mythra because I love them, but I don't know. I also love Corrin, so I will definitely give it a try. If it doesn't work, then I got my second plan, which is keep playing Pyro Mythra.
I might try Corrin again too because you definitely give a lot of good perspective. So I might try her.
MkLeo inspiring out here. Alright, so that is our Corrin discussion. I hope you guys enjoyed all the insight. We brought, of course, Cosmos and MkLeo to kind of give their insight on sword characters and in general, and of Corrin as well. Hopefully, we'll get to see some MkLeo Corrin at Summit. I'll be very excited to see that in bracket. And yeah, until next time, peace out.